Greetings, my people. Greetings, my people. I greet you in the words that I always greet you in. For BB Fahodier, African liberation. African liberation for African people. And you know the rest. Um, so it's been a second. I missed you people, and I hope you guys miss me. Um, some things I kind of wanted to talk about. As I labeled this, taking advice from bitter, broken, single people. And there's a specific reason I labeled this. There's this person that's sweeping the nation. Goes by the name of Kevin Samuels. Now I'm gonna be honest, because one thing I always do, I'm gonna be honest with my viewers, my audience. When he first did the video with the sister that I saw that I think really swept the nation, I was in agreement in some of the ways, and I'll tell you why. Some of the things he was talking about when the sister was calling in. Some of the things. Okay, I put it like this: truth is subjective. You can find truth in some things. Donald Trump says things that are true. So you can find the truth in things without always agreeing with the overall message. And I'll tell you why I said in that first one, I could see some of his truth points. When he told the sister to describe herself, she said, "I'm a 5, but I'm a 6 when I put my face on." He talked about you have a sketchy baby daddy, some of these things. Some of these things resonate true when you're a single man looking. I know one for myself. Those are things that I worry about, especially like the children's father factor. Because if you are a person that's wealthy, 6 figures, I'm not a 6 figure person, but if you are a person that's 6 figure, you don't even have to be. I feel like we always have to put a monetary value on what we're connecting with. But I'm just gonna use it in general. Um, I know a person with me of Iwa, which is character or morals. I'm a little leery if the woman I'm dating have multiple children with multiple fathers. Because my ratio or my scale always says if she has 3 different children's fathers, which sometimes things happen. So I'm not going to hold that against a person. But I'm always going to say 1 is going to be cool and 2 is going to be sketchy. So I'm cognizant of that when I'm inviting her into my space because I think we have to be aware of what we are bringing into it when we have somebody that's co-parenting. If I'm making sense. 2, I love natural, beautiful women. I don't think if a woman has to put her face on that should define her, or she feels like, oh, I'm this or that when I put my face on. Some of the things when he was saying you should look for females. I mean, look for dudes that's on your level or make money that's on your level. I can kind of see truth in that. Now, things that I didn't agree with was if we go back to that video and he ended up and he calls a name, he says, you broads don't understand this. I'm not a person that gets into name calling. Because when you give people advice, number one, you can be honest without tearing a person down. I'm a person that anybody that knows me personally, they know I am brutally honest, but I'm not gonna reach in and rip your throat out for no reason. It just leave you feeling foolish. So we're gonna move on. So in that first one, I made sure when I was talking to my people was asking me, I said I can agree with it. However, I can see that he's gonna be a problem. Fast forward later. Fast forward later. There's not a lot of upside to the guy's advice. I'm gonna lay this out. Number one, we have to stop telling the opposite sex how to be. What do I mean by that? I'm a man. I'm a 39-year-old man. I don't know how to be a woman. Now, I can help sisters understand what I like, what I look for, and in some cases, guys look for. But I'm a person that I always say, if somebody's talking to me, I'll say, I can't speak for all men. I can only speak for me. However, most men will like XYZ. I don't believe women can tell us how to be men. Two, if you are single, and because a video I was going across, and I can only take him. He's much like Willie D. He's like Willie D and Hassan Campbell. Only so much of those people I can really take. I can look at maybe a good 2 or 3 minutes of them, and then it's like I have enough. And I was looking at one of Samuel's videos, and the sister that calls in, number one, y'all sister, stop calling this guy. Because you're making him more relevant and making him seem like he's good. This is like Steve Harvey giving advice. Steve Harvey has multiple divorces. So that's not saying a person doesn't have a good opinion. But if a person just keep having divorces, and they're at some point we got to say, well, are you good in relationships? Now, I don't know this guy's background. Some have told me he's divorced. I don't think I see a wedding ring. I haven't ever heard him make a reference to a wife or anybody that he's dating. So this is my advice. I don't know how old he is. So yeah, anybody that knows this platform, you know how I speak. If you know the answers, message them. Let me know. But if there was a 37-year-old woman with 2 children that called in. Sister was saying I don't know if she said she's a BBW or however, and she's 37 with 2 children. She says she's celibate because every time she gives the man herself, they tend to act crazy. So he instantly goes and says, well, why are you 37-year-old and celibate? He says, you need to be giving that shit away. Time out. I have a problem with that. Because, number one, it's kind of like a damn if you do, damn if you don't, double-edged sword, catch-22 situation. Because if she was a 37-year-old virgin, he would say, who wants you? You don't have any sexual experience. But then if she said this 37-year-old mother of 2, he said, you got 2 lives that have come out of you. You don't have time to be celibate. I'm saying this is the problem. You don't speak for all men, dude. I can respect a woman that says she's celibate. It's like Tupac always say, touch me, teasing. I don't want it if it's that easy. So sometimes I am the type of man that I like a little, make me work for it. Leave something to my imagination. Don't just give it to me so fast. That making sense what I'm saying? So I can respect a woman. You don't know why she's celibate, Kevin. But he instantly goes into, oh, you need to do this. Basically telling her, why are you valuing yourself if you're 37 with children? We have to stop looking at children or a woman with children as if she's done or washed up. Now, the truth in this, let's break it all the way down. Yes, I'm going to look, if a woman has 5 children, it has to be how much of a connection we have. Am I making sense? But that doesn't mean she's undesirable to every man. Because I'm a brother that wants more children myself one day. So there are things that you may like or you may accept. Now, if we have an amazing connection, I don't care. Number one, I don't care if a woman has children. because I love children, so I would love to help single mothers. And this is something we need to know about our mothers. If she is a real woman, let me get close up. In my opinion, whose opinion? My opinion. If she is a real woman, no woman is looking for you to take care of her children. She's looking for you to look out for her. A woman that's on her stuff and a real mother, she's going to do what she has to do to take care of her children herself. You take care of her, she takes care of the children. So I'm a single man. My son is 24 years old. The reason I said I would look if she has 5 children, because sometimes if I want to get up and go, I want to get up and go. I don't want to always have to look for a babysitter. And it all depends. Ages of the children play a factor. Because she can have 5 teenagers. They're self-sufficient. So that's why I say the truth is sometimes subjective, or you have to hear a person all the way out. Everything is always not a contradiction or something. You just have to put it in its proper context. But if she has 5 babies, that means we're going to have to kind of like sacrifice our night, sacrifice our day. Sometimes I don't have a problem with that. But my son is 24. I have 2 grandchildren. So I get them. But in grandparenting, we know they get to go home. So I would love my own children one day. And so I'm not going to down a sister. But then also back to my other reference that I made, those 5, if she don't have them all by the same, because despite what he may think, a sister can have 5 children with one man. But if she don't, let's say she have 5 with 3, go back to my ratio. What are those brothers' mindsets like? If they are on some boo-boo, I'm a little leery about connecting with that. Does that make sense? So, you can really tell. You can tell when a person is hurt. You can tell when a sister is hurt. You can tell when a hurt sister, because they always want to generalize all men. You can tell when a person is bitter because they're always giving lower level advice. Or their advice is always coming from a standpoint of kind of like a hopelessness, or kind of like a who would want you. So I don't know how old this dude is, but shouldn't we look at it at some point as if let's say he's in his late 40s, I don't know, but let's just say he's in his late 40s. What's the odds on him just getting married? See, I'm a little leery because sometimes love have to find you. But once again, if you are financially stable, established, clean shaven, whatever, and you're single, I start to look at that. Why do we let single people or people, some questions people need to ask him. What was his past relationships like? What's the longest, what's the healthiest relationship? Where are females that can vouch for the type of person he's in? I mean, he's to be in a relationship with. Now, I'm sure if my latest ex was to speak on me, she would say things like, I was a little bit over the top because I'm a militant brother. Now, I'm not like a slave driver or something, but I'm not like a slave driver or anything. But sometimes my warrior fire can get the best of me. So I've made a lot of mistakes. But I'm sure if anybody was to ask my ex, she would say he's a great, genuine brother. He'll give you the shirt off his back. He loves real. I don't believe in that love hard, because sometimes love hard can be abusive. I love strong. I love seriously. But a lot of times we'll go to broken single people who, like I said, just had multiple bad relationships. Maybe they don't know what it's like to have a relationship. But if you make somebody popular or if you make somebody famous, they're going to keep giving what you're calling and looking for. That's like calling Wendy Williams asking her for advice. And to me, he's a male version of Wendy Williams because it's always kind of like gossipy or shock value, kind of like a shock jock, like Howard Stern. And my thing is, either you're uplifting our people or you're tearing them down. You know, my friend, she said, sometimes you have to tear a person down to build them up. Now, I don't listen to all his videos, so I can't sit up here and say like I know verbatim what he says. But from the clips that I hear, I don't hear him really giving forward advice on, sister, this is what you need to do. We got to get out. I seriously dislike a black male that can't articulate itself without calling a woman a bitch, a broad, a hoe, a skeezer. Now we know these definitions exist, just like niggas, because a nigga is a behavior. A bitch is a behavior. But we don't understand mental side. The mental genocide or the mental destruction of people. We don't understand mental side and how it works. So a lot of times we'll look at our people and we'll say, ain't no hope for these people or this. Now, some cases, some people are just broken. Some people are just broken beyond repair. These are things I'm aware of as I deal with people and I deal with people in my community. However, there's a large majority of people that you can help. People just aren't aware of who they are. Let's say a person is 45. So for 45 years, maybe shit is all they've ever known. Maybe hurt, maybe disappointment is all they've known. They've never had nobody to pour life into them. You know? But yeah, it's just kind of like, my thing is, stop taking advice from people that just all they give out is negativity. We gotta have balance. That's why it's a thing of Mayat. Balance. We have to have balance. A healthy balance of everything. Just like you can't have somebody that's just too negative. You can't have somebody that's just positive, and they always just giving out positive advice. Like nothing is ever wrong in their life. Like they're just experts on just being happy all the time. Nobody's happy all the time. That's not saying look forward to gloom and doom, but there's a balance of everything. For every happiness, there comes a downside. Make sense what I'm saying? But just this cycle of learning from broken people. And this guy just gets up here and he just gives the most negative shit. The negative advice. Get what I'm saying? So that's my thing. I just kind of come on, and I have to come in when I feel the message. But that's pretty much all I have for this session. I'll probably be right back with another video to catch up. Because there was something else interesting that I watched today. And I'm gonna speak on that. But my thing is, let's try to listen to people that have more uplifting spirits. We have to listen to people that has leave you on a positive note, or leave you with something to think about, even if it can't always be. Leave you with something to think about that's going to help you. My thing is, I'm tired of black males going out of their way to shit on black women. Let's go out their way to shit on black females. There's a market for this. And what I'm starting to see is, with personalities like this, pretty much like everything, once a person sees something work, Pretty much like Forex. Excuse me. Let me take a sip. Pretty much like Forex. Yeah, pretty much like Forex. When now once somebody see a hustle of something, that everybody wants in, and then it becomes watered down. So what I mean by that, the comparison to Forex, that he is the template, and so people see this level of quote unquote success, and they see that avenue, and with that avenue, they say, "Well, this is a way I can make it." And so with that making it, it's at what expense? Tearing down the black female. So I saw another video, and there's this dude. He's talking to this female, and this is Samuels and training. He's telling the sister that women, we only see y'all as cattle. I mean, we got to check the verbiage and listen to the verbiage that comes out of a person's mouth. I mean, y'all ain't this and y'all ain't that. Even if it's some truth. Like one of my great brothers, my brother Sincere, a great brother. He is his name, Sincere. He and I was having a conversation, and he said to one of his lady friends that if your husband was to come in and say, you would ask your husband, do you look fat in this dress? Or how does this makeup make you look? And in the truth, in the spirit of truth, he says that dress make you look fat. And that makeup will make you look ugly. It don't do nothing for you. Now, he told you the truth. But look at the way he delivered it. Would we feel so, oh, well, you just can't take it. You just can't handle the truth. Why would that hurt? Now, I'm not saying lie to a person. But it's how you deliver it. Oh, I don't know, babe. I personally like that green dress that you have because it accentuates your hips. I really don't like it when you wear makeup because you're more beautiful. It's how we give a message to our people. Make sense what I'm saying? But we're in such a stage where negativity sells, and we confuse rudeness and nastiness with keeping it real. There's a way to tell somebody everything. And anybody, y'all guys can look for me as I Speak the Truth 39 on Instagram. And I definitely do that. I speak the truth to my audience. I speak the truth on panels. I speak the truth to crowds. But I don't have to shit on the crowd to get my truth across. Make sense what I'm saying? So let's just be careful with who we listening to because we pick that up and we start spreading that. So I'll probably be right back with another video, but I'm going to leave you in this one in the way I greeted you in a BB for Hodier. Peace. African liberation for African people. To everybody else. Peace.